Would I choose plumbing again? Let's talk about it.
I'm Kenny Molotov, licensed plumber, professional magician, and entertainer. On this channel, I go through the ins and outs of my career in plumbing. I take you through a day in the life and we talk tools, theory, and mindset. I'm trying to give you an arsenal of knowledge and an online resource so you can take this trade head on and find yourself successful on the other end. Click subscribe, hit that bell notification, and let's talk pipes.
Peeps, Kenny Molotov. Check out MolotovPlumbingAcademy.com so you can get courses that are specifically designed to help you succeed in your apprenticeship. Also, join our newsletter. That way you know when we have content coming out on the channel and when new courses and new products are coming your way. I wanted to tackle this subject. If I could go back in a time machine, would I become a plumber again? Or maybe would there be another trade that I went down? Or would I choose a different route altogether? I think this is a really interesting question because it lets you know what my relationship with plumbing is and what part of it is really important to me. The short end of the answer is yes, I would choose plumbing again. And there are many reasons that would drive me down this pathway, and I want to describe them to you here. The first reason that I would become a plumber again is because plumbing in general is very hard. And I don't enjoy doing things that are easy. I want to give you a quick story. Many years ago when I was working with my father, we were asked to go into a chapters, and when we got to the chapters, the manager had come up to us and was telling us what the problem was, and it was a very big mess, and it was a backup that we were dealing with, so the entire floor was filled with sewage water. And we kind of turned to the manager and said, listen, we will definitely do the snaking, but we're not in charge for the cleanup, right? Like there's a member on your side that has to be doing the cleanup because there's an extensive mess here. What I noticed on her face after we kind of described that to her was that she looked concerned like she had to do it herself. You know what I mean? I don't think she was ready to take on a mess that was bacteria heavy, in other words. So it looked like there was a sense of panic in her, a sense of concern, maybe a sense of fear of having to step in that sewage water and get this work done and whatnot. I really felt for this person when I saw that reaction on their face because there was a moment in time where I also was extremely uncomfortable around the idea of me having to walk around in sewage water and get a clog done. Because, I don't know, maybe there was a sense of myself where I thought to myself that I was above this sort of work, or I would never have to do work where it was that gross and that yucky. It wasn't until I got into the trade and I watched my father, the most important man in my life, put on a pair of boots up to his knees and walk through sewage and get ready to get work done that I understood, oh, actually, there's something very honorable in what I'm doing because we need community members like that who don't have that fear, who have the knowledge of how to protect themselves in moments like that. And those members are the ones we absolutely need, or else our entire civilization would collapse. If we didn't have people that were ready to do that, man, we wouldn't be able to move on because nobody would touch plumbing. So I really felt for this person, but what I was really proud about was I was at a point in my career at that point where me walking in to do a drain call didn't make me feel bad about myself. I didn't feel like I was doing something below what I was supposed to be doing. I felt like I belonged in that situation. And I had to reevaluate my opinions and remind myself, hey, the foundation of our society is built on people that are able to do this. And without those people, all the other levels of society will collapse. Listen, you can be the smartest person on the planet. You can be the most business savvy person on the planet. You could be somebody that is ready to make $1 million and is capable of making $1 million. But if you don't have a facility that plumbers and electricians and cement workers and you name it, if you don't have a facility and an infrastructure of tradespeople to build that, then all your dreams collapse. You know what I mean? And that's truth. The entire world collapses without the expertise that I'm providing. So the reason why I tell you this story is because the reason why there was a reaction from this manager was because what she had to do was hard, and it challenged a few of her beliefs on what she's capable of doing and what her status is, and it might conflict with the status that she had in regards to cleaning up poopy water or whatever you want to call it. And I think a lot of people are afraid of going into plumbing for the exact same reason. Because it's yucky, first of all, and because it's bloody difficult, man. We have to dig trenches, we have to pull out pipes, we have to go into confined spaces if we have the appropriate license. We have to open up walls. We have to do all sorts of things that are hard. We have to be up to date on our PPE. We have to be up to date in our licenses. The job is not easy. It is because the job is not easy. It's because I had to grow a thick skin to be able to do this job that I wear that badge proudly. And I think it's the exact same for all of you out there. Because it's super difficult, you had to cut your teeth. You had to be in an industry that wasn't easy with people that work in the industry that are just as rough as the environments that they work in. But we're here. We're here. We grew a thick skin. We cut our teeth. We dealt with some savagery, but we're still here. There's something very prideful about having that. And we get paid a decent amount as well because people are afraid of what we do. That's the first reason why I would go back into plumbing. The second reason why I'd go back into plumbing is because plumbing specifically, and there are other trades like this out there, forces you to learn things outside of the plumbing realm as well. So let me give you an example. If you're doing high-rise residential and there's a pipe leaking, you have to get to that pipe. So inevitably and inherently in your work, which is service plumbing, you are going to have to understand drywall. You're going to have to understand plaster. You're going to have to understand this mesh. It's an older style, but they used to put a mesh on studs and then they used to plaster over this mesh. You're going to have to understand that mesh. You're going to have to understand why there are galvanized pipes versus why there are copper pipes. You're going to have to understand a lot of other things around the plumbing realm, which include other trades, in order for you to be able to do your job correctly. So, because you're in the trade, because this trade is kind of so focal, you have to start meeting all sorts of other tradespeople and learning from other tradespeople as well. It is because I work with so many drywallers over the years that I've developed my method of cutting specific size holes out, trying to maintain the piece that I cut out. Like I'm trying to put it back so the drywaller has an easier job. They don't have to cut out a new piece of drywall, especially if that drywall wasn't destroyed to begin with. So because the career is so focal and there are a lot of other parts that are on top of it, you get to meet all these other tradespeople. And by meeting other tradespeople, you get to learn a little bit along the way of everything that they're doing. I love having conversations with tradespeople. I love finding out new things. I love finding out why wiring takes place a certain way, why we have to use a certain thickness of drywall. And so that for me is fascinating. And because I chose plumbing, I was very lucky because I get to meet these tradespeople as well. And then with that knowledge, I can use that as wealth in my own life. So for example, I'm blessed to be a homeowner. I do the drywall in my house. Not the best at drywall, but I've seen it happen enough. I've dabbled in it enough. And with the tips and tricks everybody was telling me, I was able to kind of figure it out, right? Other reason why I'd become a plumber again is because I have a number of different relationships with other tradespeople now where I can call upon them if I need a hand. So there are electricians I know that I can call right now and say, hey, listen, I'm dealing with something at the house. What do you think we should do here? And they'll run me through it. And vice versa. They can call me up and say, listen, my toilet's running, but I've replaced the flapper. Any other ideas of what I can do to make this stop? And I can give them a hand. And the other benefit to knowing other tradespeople is sometimes you'll be like, man, I really need you to wire some lights in my basement. They're like, actually, there's a vanity I need to put in. You guys, you want to swap? I'll do the lights for you if you do the vanity. Hell yeah, man. If it costs approximately the same, let's do it. But that's one of the benefits to knowing other tradespeople. And listen, there isn't a single person in your country that won't need a tradesperson. We're all going to need tradespeople at one point. The fourth and final reason why I've become a plumber again is probably the one that I think is most valuable, which is this. You are a very important member of the community. And any community. There isn't a single person in the country that I live in that won't need somebody that has the expertise that I have. We are blessed here in North America to have indoor plumbing, but when you have indoor plumbing, you need people that can maintain those systems and also build those systems, right? I become very useful to everybody on the planet and anybody with my expertise, including the expertise of other tradespeople as well. We are all really valuable members of our community. So it's not uncommon that your neighbors find out that you're a plumber and they save your phone right away. You know what I'm saying? It's not uncommon that you have a best friend from high school and they call you up in the middle of the night and they go, man, a pipe burst, man. I don't know what to do. I don't even know how to shut the water. And they ask for your help. It's not uncommon that these things happen. The knowledge you have, everybody is going to need as a resource at some point. And that for me, being that valuable is important. And at the end of it, I know you all know this, But because there's such a demand in plumbing, because there's such a demand in our trades, and the countries that we live in are growing, because of that, we get paid a really good wage. It's not the same all over the world, by the way. There are places on this planet where plumbers don't make a lot of money and tradespeople don't make a lot of money. But here in America, here in Canada, we make a tremendous amount of money. We do really well, and there's lots of opportunities, especially if you're very competent and you're easy to work with and your prices are fair. That's the formula at play there. Would I choose plumbing again? Not only would I choose plumbing again, but I hope to in the future use it as an opportunity for my children if they're ever interested in working with their hands. The generations growing up, I want to remind them and do remind them it's an opportunity. Peeps, let me know down in the comments below. How about you? Would you choose plumbing again, and why would you if you did end up going back in a time machine? Why is it plumbing? What's so special about it for you? Also, if there are any other topics you want me to cover, let me know in the comments below as well. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below and that bell notification so you know exactly when we're getting videos. Smash that thumbs up, share with friends, and I'll see you plumbers very soon. Kenny Molotov, guys. Peace, baby.